Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Aldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping with news and straws dropping. They're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go when all coming attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
And with that, welcome to episode 132 of Sports on Tap Detroit, the Christmas edition of Sports on Tap Detroit. I'm Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Cicada. Gentlemen.
This is the less racist adjacent Christmas edition.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
You know, doing all right. Just like we were talking about before the show, trying to get through the madness that is Christmas. You know, I know before you had a daughter, you kind of shared the same sentiment as I do about this holiday. It sucks. You just want it done and over with.
Very much so.
And as I said, working in retail as long as I did, it just totally turned me off to Christmas, period. Because you see the true measure of people. They're fucking assholes.
You see the literal worst of the worst.
You really do.
Which we talked about before the show started.
Yeah.
It's not what you expect at this time of year, right? Because it's not what it should be. And
it's
you
not
and
what
I,
the season's all about.
Well, and you and I said we have the exact same reason for looking at it like that.
Yep.
Now mine has changed. Obviously, when you have a kid, you turn into doing different things, and you like it for different reasons. But
Yes.
I hated it, and it was simply for the fact that people are supposed to be nicer this time of year, and it's the time of year for, you know, inclusion and being nice and being quiet. You know, it's like you're supposed to be that way. And here I'm talking with my hands like I'm Italian. Hey, Tommy DeVito. But yet for some reason, most of society tends to be bigger assholes this time of year, and it's like, okay, now I know the true measure of who you are as a person. You're a piece of shit. So, fuck you.
And that's what's totally turned me off to. I guess I don't want to say this time of year because I love Thanksgiving. Like, it's my favorite.
Same.
Outside of Tigers opening day, it's my favorite holiday. But yeah, like just this holiday, it's by far my least favorite. Like, legitimate holiday. I'm not like Halloween, I can't stand Halloween, but that's not a legitimate holiday.
See, and I didn't like it either until I had a kid. Now
Right.
it's totally different.
Fair.
So for different reasons, but no, I'm with you. If it wasn't for Raylan, Christmas would still be on the bottom of my list.
No, yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
You never caught me with a Christmas decoration up 6 years ago.
And now you're overdoing it.
And now I have an addiction.
Now you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
You are that guy.
I have a problem.
You're going to be like Clark Griswold. You're just going to try to have like the best looking house.
Hi, my name's Joe, and I'm addicted to Christmas lights.
When I walked in the house today, I felt like I was walking into an intervention about your Christmas light problem.
I might need an intervention.
Hey, we got people listening because they got nothing better to do. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Who's that?
Jeremy and Bobby.
Bobby says, fuck it, I'll listen. Jeremy says, got nothing better to do.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Those two really would get along, though.
You know what? Love you both. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll try to make it Christmassy for you. I don't know.
We'll try to entertain you. For
Well,
the next
we
hour.
got some Christmas stuff coming up later. in
We'll
the show,
entertain you
no.
as best as we can,
Yeah, like I said, we got some Christmas
while also
stuff.
being slightly racist.
I mean, you already started off with the whole Italian
Racist
thing,
adjacent?
so, yeah.
Well, at least I didn't do the fucking
There it
accent,
is.
you know. But
There it
now
is.
I'm gonna do the fucking accent, you know. I had to go to Coniglio's for fucking Tommy DeVito to eat some fucking slices, you know.
$10,000. God, I wish I was that smart.
right.
As an Italian person, are you offended by my accent?
No.
Are you offended by that?
Italians are kind of like the group of people that
You're allowed to
fly-
make fun of?
Yeah, they fly under the radar of all the offensive
Like-
stuff. It's like we know it's coming. It's fine as long as it's not like it was back in the '60s where we were literally hated by everybody. It is what it is.
I think that's fair. All right. With that being said, let's get some of this NFL stuff out of the way because I'm
Let's
actually
do it.
kind of looking forward to the Christmas stuff we got coming up.
Okay.
Some
Yeah, let's do some NFL talk.
some different
boys.
stuff. I dig it. So we'll start off with Frank's Lions. They came out and they whooped that ass against Denver.
Best game I've seen him play all year.
It honestly, from both sides of the ball, absolutely it was. Mm-hmm. They had a game plan. They stuck to it, and they absolutely hammered the Broncos. I mean,
And the Broncos coming into this game had a very good defense. Like they had
did.
Yeah.
They had completely turned around their season after that 70-point debacle against Miami.
Yep.
And they had one of the best defenses coming into that
They did.
game as
Absolutely.
far as how they had played
Right.
since then. And Detroit kind of fucking body bagged them.
they really did, and it was like, cause I don't know if it was the day before the game or the day of game. I was talking to one of the guys I work with, and I just told him we were just talking about betting, placing bets on different games, whatever. I go, honestly, I got a weird feeling about this, but I would hammer the Lions laying 4.5. I think they're gonna blow them out. I just had a weird feeling that they would, and sure enough, they did.
And the funny thing is, when we made our picks, I took Denver because of that defense, and they were getting 5 points.
Yeah.
I was like, I never thought they'd win, but I was like, I have 5 points, and that defense is playing pretty good. I could see it coming down to that. But then the closer it got to game time, I kind of had the same feeling you did, Chris. I kind of got that feeling
Yeah.
of, man,
I don't know what it
my
was.
pick here is going to be wrong because I didn't expect it to look like it did. But I mean, Detroit could do no wrong on offense. Really,
No.
they could do no wrong.
No, they did whatever they wanted. They
the
really
only
did.
thing that wasn't clicking was Montgomery. And it's not like that was a big deal because they just went straight over to Gibbs full time for the most part.
But even Montgomery looked good at times. I mean,
I think he only ended up with like 40-some yards, though. I
How
want
many-
to say it
how
was
many carries
40 or
did he have?
50. Let me look it up.
But like when I saw him run, he's one of those guys. Like we always talk about Pacheco, right? He runs like he's angry at the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
Like Pacheco runs like he is furious with the ground. Like the ground
Yes.
murdered his family, and he's just angry at it.
like the ground is disrespecting him.
Right. Yeah. And David Montgomery, since he came to Detroit, it kind of runs the same way, man.
Yeah.
He's got a very bruising. He runs with anger.
Yeah.
And Gibbs is the opposite of that. And I think Detroit right now, if you were to ask me who has a better running back tandem than Detroit right now, with those two guys healthy,
I don't know if there's any team in the league that does.
the only one that comes close to me
Yeah.
is Miami with Mostert and Ashan.
Fair.
I would agree with that.
But Detroit's with Gibbs, the way he's playing, and Montgomery just running with such anger.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think you might have to give it to them. I think they have
think
the
I would
best
give it to 'em.
running back tandem in the league.
Honestly,
right
I think I would give it to him. I would give it to the Lions on this. But like we said, they came out, they handled business. And you kind of look at it from a Denver point of view. Yeah, they had been playing really well up until that point.
Holy shit.
And then
He
you
had
get
85 yards. I didn't realize that.
like I said, he ran well. I don't know how many.
He had 17 carries. He carried more than Gibbs did.
Yeah, from what I saw of him, he is, like I said, man. He runs with what you want your running
Yeah.
back to run with.
Yeah.
Like he is just pissed off. That you want to hit me, bring it.
damn.
Like that's the way he runs.
I really did not realize he went off for 85 yards.
Yeah.
How many yards per carry is that for 17?
5?
See, that's a hell of a clip for your bruiser,
Shit,
man.
you're getting 5 yards of carry.
And his
you're doing all
longest
right.
was 13. So
So it's not like
consistent.
It's not like he had a huge bust open gainer.
But I think looking at it from the Broncos' point of view, obviously they came in hot. But at a certain point, you kind of come back down to earth a little bit.
Water
There's
finds
no
its level.
Yeah, there's no telling what game it's going to be.
Right.
But I think this was the perfect game that was going to happen. It was on the road, at night, with a hostile crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And we've only seen that team be good for, 6 weeks or so? Maybe 7 in the Broncos?
Sorry, I was reading something here.
Yeah.
Say that again. I was reading.
We've only seen that team be good for, the past 6 weeks or so? The Broncos?
Broncos. Yeah. I mean, they were.
So-
It was like 6 or 7 straight games where they were
Right.
really good.
And it's hard to keep up that pace. It really is for
Yeah,
longer
7.
than that. So, I mean, I wasn't, and that's why I kind of had that feeling. I could see them just getting absolutely curb stomped, and they did.
By the way, Bobby Becker says nobody, and I think he's saying nobody has a better tandem. He says if Gibbs would have been involved more in the beginning, I think he'd be a front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think it's Stroud's to lose now. I still think Stroud would have been the guy. Quarterbacks always win out in that argument as long as they're playing at that level. But, I mean, Gibbs has shown he has flashes. I think he still has more to prove. But, listen, the guy looks good. And then he said, and I could be wrong, but Gibbs leads the league and runs over 20 yards.
Yes.
See,
I
don't
believe
know.
he's the only one with more than 10.
I can't tell you if that's true or not. I don't know.
I've seen the stat flying around. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. Yes.
The only thing about the Gibbs thing that I don't like is I've seen it floating around on social media is Lions fans, of course. They're like, see, Bijan Robinson and him, you guys were, okay, come on. Let's chill out on the Bijan Robinson hate over Gibbs, okay? Listen, Gibbs is playing very well, and Gibbs is a great – nobody claimed Gibbs was going to be a bad running back.
Gibbs is actually being used.
Bijan had 7 carries and one fucking pass thrown to him.
I text half my friends who know about fantasy football, and I'm like, do I trade CeeDee Lamb for Bijan Robinson? And 100% of them said yes. So I did it. And the next week, he stopped being used completely.
Because Arthur Smith is a fucking moron.
He's hilarious as a person, but man, he sucks as a coach.
Like, let's chill out on the comparisons here because Bijan is just in a bad situation with like one of the worst thinking head coaches in the entire league.
It's like Kyle Pitts. I would say Kyle Pitts is better than half the fucking tight ends in the league.
Absolutely.
But he doesn't see the ball. Drake London. We're seeing what Drake London can do some weeks. But it's not consistent because he's not schemed up to get the ball.
And this is why you lose to the Carolina Panthers.
Yes, and those 3 guys alone, Bijan, Drake London,
even with
Kyle
Desmond Ridder,
Pitts, like
should be an
man.
okay team.
These guys are playmakers.
They should be scoring some points.
Let them make plays. Again,
yeah.
this is why you lose to teams like the Carolina Panthers,
Yeah.
who had literally maybe 100 people at that stadium during that game.
If that.
The tickets were going for 45 cents a piece.
I'm kind of with you on that one. If that,
If that,
I mean, it was empty.
Some spaces of that stadium looked like the opening to Ted Lasso. It was just bone dry.
There was
one person sitting there.
nobody.
that's to me that's almost a fireable offense to lose that game.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, and so I didn't mean
They
to.
scored what, 7 points?
Yes. It was 9-7.
And
What are we doing here?
And I didn't mean to jump off the Lions here, but Bobby Becker talking about Gibbs, who was playing very well, and I'm not taking anything away from him. I can't stand the comparison. See, I told you so. In that scenario, when come on, man, like you can't make that comparison right now.
One of them is being somewhat of a focal point of the offense. The other one is
not being used
not
at
being
all.
used at all.
Like at all.
Tyler Algier saw double the amount of carries.
Like, what does Arthur Smith have against Bijan? Did Bijan Robinson bang his wife or
Like
something?
him or Kyle Pitts. Like, what do you have against these guys? Honestly.
Cordero Patterson had 2 less carries than Bijan Robinson.
Wow.
Like, if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm livid at that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
So anyway,
they had a chance. They had a shot to win that division because that
Yes.
division is trash.
yes.
Should have been handed to him with how good that team can be.
And maybe I'm kind of biased by saying this because I actually picked them to win that division. But that being said, you had a chance to win that trash division, and because of your head coach's incompetence by not using his playmakers, you're not going to win that division, and you're not going to make the playoffs.
And I was dying at the pregame. Fucking Terry Bradshaw was talking about how he doesn't think this year's Atlanta's year. He thinks next year is going to be Atlanta.
If Arthur Smith's still in charge,
I was like,
no
Bradshaw-
year is Atlanta's year.
Bradshaw, you are out of your fucking mind if you
That's
think
another
that's
dude.
the case.
That's another dude that needs to retire. I'm sorry.
Terry Bradshaw?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
He's like the senile old person that sits on a bench and just makes random fucking weird
Like
comments.
him and Corso,
Like,
I can't do it anymore.
it's like
I can't.
they literally guide him out. Like he doesn't even know where he's at. They just guide him out and sit him down and go, "Hey Terry, when they look at you, just say something. Anything.
Like,
Doesn't matter. Just say something."
Every week he says just one thing that's just completely dumb. And it's like, all right, come on, man.
Just get him off the air.
I still love with Corso how they sat him next to Theo Vaughn and Pat McAfee, who were obviously high, and Corso was still the dumbest one on that panel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing with Corso. I used to love Corso, but it's gotten to the point, like I've said this a few times now, it gets awkward to listen to him now.
There's better people out there to put on that panel.
Because he can't do it anymore, man.
At a certain point, the people you love to watch hit that point where you're like, okay.
It was like
you were great. And I give that to you, but now's the time.
That's how I feel about Belichick right now.
It's like
now's the time, man.
It's like with Hockey Night in Canada when they took Cherry off the air.
Yeah.
Which that was political, if you want to go that route.
It was a little late.
But no, it was past time for him to go.
I was gonna say it was a little late.
It was past time for him to go. Same thing with Bob Cole. They took him off the air because it was time. Like, it was time.
We're getting to that point with Mickey Redmond right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Jeremy says Terry Bradshaw is going to screw up and be accidentally racist adjacent, and that will be his end.
I don't think there's anything accidental about it.
He'll
that
do
guy.
it and see no problem with whatever he says.
No, I don't think it's going to be accidental one bit.
As opposed to last week's Sports on Tap episode, where we were intentionally racist adjacent.
And to be honest with you, it could be this week if the Rashad Mendenhall conversation comes up.
Lord.
If that conversation comes up, I put my money on Bradshaw saying something racist on there.
I could see that. I could absolutely see that.
I love the fact that before the show we were talking about it, and we were like, you go, what'd you say? You said you were nervous. You weren't nervous about the episode hitting until it hit.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Once it hit Facebook, I was like, don't love that my name's attached to this whole racist and adjacent thing. Not a big fan of it. And then Mendenhall shut his mouth off, and I was like, dude, we're good. Like, no problems here.
Like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. It's great.
Like, we made a couple of jokes. Everybody around right now is understanding we can make jokes about this stuff. But as soon as he did it, it was like, okay, now we're going to talk about it.
Well, since you brought it up, let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Hit it. You brought the comments. Yeah.
Rashad Mendenhall had this wonderful idea, I think, because I think secretly everybody thinks about this, and that is a black versus white game.
I love how you say secretly everybody thinks about it.
I think secretly everybody's like, okay, would the white guys be able to defend an all-black offense?
Right.
I think that's something genuinely that's thought about by football fans.
I don't think I've thought about that once. I haven't. Because honestly, what's the point of thinking about it?
You've never thought about the lack of white corners.
No.
Oh, I have.
Dude, yeah.
The fact that there is literally, other than...
Maybe that's why, because there is no white corners.
Right.
Last
That's why I've
one
never
to
thought about
start
it.
was in 2001.
Jason Sehorn.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the only white corner I actually remember.
Right.
So here's what Rashad Mendenhall said. I am sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football.
Which, by the way, that's us. Average white guys commenting on football.
Yeah, well, he's talking basically to, like, it's as if he listens to our show.
Right.
Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all-black versus all-white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT. Okay, first of all, Rashad Mendenhall, you weren't better than any other player on your team.
No.
So you're not better than anybody's GOAT.
You had one good year. Not even great year. Just a good year.
But so those are the comments that we're talking about.
Right.
And then who was it that you said took over? Because I haven't seen this part of it.
So Will Compton and Pat McAfee both on air decided to break down what rosters would look like. McAfee's was kind of on the fly, so he didn't do it too in depth. But Compton went through and broke down an entire white roster to the point where he was going into college teams trying to find white corners to play on the team.
He was drafting college guys.
He had Christian McCaffrey going both ways.
Oh, jeez.
Like, he was going to play safety, and they were going to move Blankenship over to corner, I think it was. Like, they just broke it down in depth. And I think it's hilarious.
It is.
But
I would like to see that. I would like to see it replace the Pro Bowl. I would actually watch this.
I think more people would watch it.
I would watch it.
I would actually watch.
And I don't watch the Pro Bowl now, but I would absolutely watch that.
Yes, I would 100%
And I
watch
think
that.
when it comes down to the white defense, the white people are screwed.
Yeah.
Like, the offense.
I mean,
the offense would be pretty solid.
Offense would be solid. They'd have to get pass rush off of their front four because they're going to have to drop.
Oh, their front four would be nasty, though.
But they're going to, they're going to have to drop into coverage as many people as they can because they can't man coverage.
Yeah.
It can't be man to man.
Yeah, it's got to be zone.
You're going to have to play zone, and you're going to have to get a pass rush from that front four. But the front four would be pretty good, though, I think.
I think the front four.
Well,
would
you
be
got
fantastic.
Bosa, you got both Bosas,
Both
you got
Bosas.
Crosby,
Yep.
you've got. I would love to say Hutch would be in there, but he doesn't touch the top.
No.
I'd say 7, 8 guys right now. I think he's top 10, but he's in that bottom part of the
He
top
might
10.
be like a.
He'll be a
like
bench
reserve
player.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
he'd be a reserve.
Yep.
I'm
He
trying to
can
think
play
of who the other
special
one
teams
was.
until somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean that would work.
Right.
But Will Compton even went into how we would handle biracial people,
Jesus.
how we would handle Asians, how we any other minority that would be included. He broke down how we would do that.
Bobby Becker says Mahomes plays quarterback for both teams.
I mean, all-time quarterback.
Mahomes calls all-time quarterback.
All-time QB. I like it.
McAfee tried to just go out there and claim all the Samoans. He was like, "We get the Usos. That's the way this is going down. Like there is no fight there." Like it's
That's
been an
awesome.
entertaining conversation on a topic that most people are afraid to joke about
Yeah.
or
Well,
even have a conversation about at this point.
most people that aren't us.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Because with us, really nothing's off limits, really, honestly. Not much of anything.
it would be something to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I would love to
I
watch
would,
it.
I would, again, I would absolutely watch that Pro Bowl as opposed to the fact that I don't watch the Pro Bowl now.
No.
At all.
And to Mendenhall's point, yeah, I still think he's right. I think the white people will get their asses kicked.
I think they'd lose, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think offensively they'd put up points, but defensively they couldn't stop shit.
Oh, they're
And
gonna
that's-
they get shredded in that secondary.
Like, could you imagine, like, literally any white person trying to stop Tyreek Hill?
Black people can't even stop Tyreek Hill.
Nobody can stop Tyreek
Like, what are we
Hill.
doing? Like, what are we doing here?
Have you seen him be stopped at all this year? Really? Other than injuring his ankle?
When his ankle got rolled up, that's
Yeah.
the only time.
Bobby Becker says he's 2.1% black, so he can play on both sides. All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You're starting at cornerback.
you are now the starting corner
Yes.
for the white Pro Bowl team.
It's like the race draft that they did on Chappelle's show.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Somebody else had that idea.
I love it.
That everybody who's not 100% white or 100% black goes into a draft, and we just pick them from there.
Sold. I like it. I think it's a terrific idea. Let's make this happen. But so getting back to legitimate football,
Yeah,
something that
legitimate
actually
football.
happens. I want to jump into the Bills-Cowboys game because
Really?
I do.
Okay.
It's actually a positive.
I didn't see this coming.
Go figure. He's got thoughts on the Bills game.
I didn't see this
and it's,
coming.
it's not even about the Bills. It's about the Cowboys.
I still didn't see this coming.
All right. First of all, I think Dak, as I said last week, I thought he was the MVP frontrunner going into that game. Not no more. Not no more. And this is why I do not trust that Cowboys team. I'm sorry. How can you?
You can't. I mean, I think we've said it all along though. Like, okay, there is no front runner really
There
in this league
isn't.
other than San Francisco.
Maybe San Francisco.
But like
but even they had a couple of bad weeks.
they did, but
Like
again,
every good team has had that 3-week stretch where it's just been not good.
with San Fran though, we chalked it up to it really was injuries during that 3-game stretch.
Right.
Like they're like Trent Williams was out, Debo was out. That I chalk up to that, right?
Right.
San Francisco looks like the clear front runner as opposed to everybody else. Every other team that is at the top of each division has flaws, and they're not just surface flaws. Like they have major flaws. This is a year where everybody has some major flaws at the top of that list in each conference.
Well, according to Jared Jones, the biggest flaw with the Cowboys was they played in bad weather.
Well, the
Excuse
weather
me.
happens.
I mean, I guess both teams didn't have to play in that weather.
Well, the weather outside is weather.
Exactly.
And the good news for Jerry Jones is if they can win out and Philly can lose one more game, they can lock up home field for the playoffs. And
Which-
you
Dude, that
don't
team-
have to play in the weather
Which
at all.
means the weather means nothing.
Now,
Exactly.
Speaking of Philly, that team's in trouble.
yes.
That team is in big trouble.
Real
Yes.
quick before we get off of the Bills game, though,
Yeah.
I want to give you your credit. You've been saying for weeks that they need to use James Cook the correct way. And we see what finally happens once they actually use him.
I love the fact that Josh Allen only threw the ball 15 times, and 6 of those were drops.
So I'm about to say something that's probably frowned upon when you talk about a guy like Josh Allen.
Saying something frowned upon?
Shut up.
Man, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up, Kenny. You know what I meant.
Shut up, Kenny. You know what I meant? So when it comes to a quarterback like Josh Allen, like you really say these things and people are like, that's fucking stupid. But Josh Allen needs to be more of a game manager.
And I think he did that this week. I do.
Exactly.
Like there was a couple times in the red zone, it wasn't there, and he just chucked it into the 5th row.
But again,
Fine.
he threw the ball, 15 times, you
15
said?
times.
Okay. And they ran the ball how many times?
Every other play.
For the past 2 years,
Yeah.
we've been talking about how the Bills need to run the ball more.
Yes.
They need to commit to the run.
And now, according to stats, they actually have the offensive line to be able to do this.
But this is what we've been talking about
Yes, 100%.
for like 2 years.
Josh Allen cannot be your run game.
And Josh Allen cannot be the only player on your – like he can't be everything. We've seen it. He's a very, very good quarterback.
Yes.
He's not great. He's a very, very good quarterback. He cannot be the only person carrying that team.
Agreed.
Because when he is, you'll fail.
They ran the ball 49 times.
There you go.
Cook had 25 of those carries.
There you go.
Went for almost 200 yards.
I'll let you guys talk for the rest of the episode because that one
It's what Ken Dorsey should have done from Jump Street, and he'd still have a job. But no, you want to be the smartest guy in the room and put it all on Josh Allen, and it didn't work. It clearly didn't work, and I don't understand how you can just see it not working and not do anything to change it. That's like the definition of insanity. Like you keep doing the same thing, it's clearly not working, but you're going to keep doing it. Makes no sense.
just keep doing the same thing over and over
It's
again,
dumb.
even though it's not working. Just keep doing
and
it.
you see it when they actually, and again, by all the metrics and stats that go into offensive line, the Bills have one of the best offensive lines in football. So you can run the ball, but if they go into this coming week against the Chargers, and they go back to
Oh God, they're gonna fucking just body bag. The
but
Chargers.
this is what I'm worried about. The Bills should go into LA and absolutely dummy the Chargers. 100%. That should happen. But if they go back to hero ball with Josh Allen, then I'm terrified for that game.
That's exactly what I'm worried about them doing.
I see the spread. It's at 11.5 or something like that.
I think it was at 10 when you
10
sent
and
it
a half?
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm terrified of that they go back to hero ball and have Josh Allen do everything. Just do what you did this past week against the Cowboys. Like you've added another dimension to your team that teams now have to legitimately worry about. Mm-hmm. It was a decent offense to begin with, but now you can actually run the ball effectively. So why wouldn't you keep doing that? That's what I'm worried about, that they will stop doing that. I mean, we'll see, obviously, but if they go back to the way they were running their offense, it's just another bullet in Sean McDermott. It really is. So
7 completions for 94 yards and 1 touchdown.
right, and you was 7 for 15.
Yeah, 7
Yeah,
for
and
15.
6 of those were drops.
Yep.
Like, okay, and that's like Dalton Kincaid did nothing that game. He
He
did cardio that game. That's it.
Yeah, he had no catches.
Nothing.
He had 2 targets. That was it.
He did cardio that game.
2 targets, no catches.
So, but like I said, there was a few plays that they were, down in the red zone, and like he saw it wasn't there, and he just chucked it away.
Chucked it away.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Do that.
If it's not there, chuck it, man. I don't give a shit. That's fine. You'd see in the past where he would try to force it in there and it'd get picked. Or,
You know who their second leading receiver was?
who
James Cook.
was it? Yeah, that makes sense.
2 receptions, 42 yards,
right.
1 touchdown.
I mean, it was their best game of the season, clearly. So hopefully that continues. And I've listened to a bunch of different shows saying like if the Bills get in, like no team wants to see them, blah blah blah. And that's all well and good, but they still got to get in, man. They dug such a huge hole that they still might not even, because they don't have any tiebreakers or anything like that.
No, they're it's
They've
they've got their work cut out for them.
They need
because
help. Period.
They're not going to win the division.
There's a scenario where they can.
Okay, there's a scenario
But
where they can.
let's be realistic here. They're not going to win.
There's
the
also a scenario where you can sleep with Selma Hayek, but I mean, it's not going to happen.
right. Exactly.
So, I mean, they're not going to win the division. Miami's going to win it.
Yes.
And Buffalo's at 8-6, and you're looking at AFC South. All three teams, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Houston, are all at 8-6.
Yep.
You have Cincinnati at 8-6. Cleveland's at 9-5. Not going to win the division. Baltimore's going to win that, but Cleveland at 9-5. Like then you got Kansas City 9-5 winning their division. Broncos are 7-7. They're pulling up.
They need help.
They need help.
They need help.
They do, and they need to win out
Yeah.
to help themselves.
Pretty much. Yeah. They almost
So-
have to win out to get in. And again, when you fucked around for so long during the season, this is the position you put yourself in. Like, when you're going to look back at the season, if they don't make the playoffs, honestly, the game I'm going to look at is that fucking New England game, that first one. Like, you can't lose that game. Especially, you can't lose that game. I don't care if it was in New England or not. You cannot lose that game.
Jeremy says the Cowboys are now Jacksonville.
I mean, that's fair because Jacksonville's no longer Jacksonville.
The Cowboys are now real adjacent,
All right.
and Jacksonville is
a fraud.
not real or back to I don't know.
They're just fraudulent.
They're just there.
I think Doug Peterson's proven me right that he's not a good head coach.
So,
Thank you.
so moving on to our national nightmare is finally over. Our favorite head coach, Brandon
Yes.
Staley, has finally been canned.
Yes.
I've never been so excited for somebody to lose their job.
And
before.
you know what? Again, listening to sports radio and stuff like that, dude, the amount of people that wanted this dude fired that aren't even Chargers fans, and again, I don't even know if there are legitimate Chargers fans, but
Richard Sherman said in the middle of
they need to
halftime.
fire him. I heard that when he said that.
They're actually, yeah,
He's
they're-
supposed to be an unbiased person
Fire him at halftime.
broadcasting that game and told him to fire him at halftime.
he basically he said they should make history and call him an Uber carpool
Yeah.
at halftime.
Honestly, I think during that game, watching how that game played out in the first half, when they clearly quit on you,
completely.
yeah, honestly, you should have fired him at halftime. Like, they legitimately quit on you
Well,
during that game.
what I would have done is I would have straight up WWE style just chair shot him in the back of the fucking head before he can even get to the locker room.
They should have just
And
done a straight up Varsity Blues thing,
Just
like flat out.
Just throwing him out of the locker room.
Just
Be done with
no,
him.
like we're not going out on the field with you, dude. It's not happening.
Honestly, think it would have ended better than it did if they didn't.
I'm telling you, chair shot. That's
Chair
what
shot. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chair shot would have been fantastic.
I would have
but-
chair shot him before he got to the locker room and tossed him a 20 for cab fare, and that was it.
Come up behind, chloroform him, fucking
Just-
pull him into the boiler room, and just leave him there.
And he was still kind of defiant, like during the halftime interview and even after the game.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, dude.
this happens to bad or good coaches all the time.
Yeah, and then it also happens to you, who's not a good coach.
Not a good coach.
Yes,
And
it has happened to good coaches.
what do they
You're
have?
Right.
What do the Raiders have? 45 at halftime? I think they have 45 at halftime.
I don't remember.
I'm almost
I don't
positive
know. It was
45.
bad though.
No, they had 42. Sorry, 42 at halftime. Like,
Yeah, it would have been 42 I
against a quote good defensive coach.
And then they scored. They each scored the same amount of points in the second half.
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
that
Yeah.
was from a team that didn't score any points the week before.
Yep.
With Vegas's backups in. Max Crosby sat the entire fourth
Like
quarter
if
on a team that has no depth.
if you're a GM that interviews him, if he goes for another head coaching job, which frankly I don't think he'll get another one. I don't.
If I'm a GM, I don't even like if
I wouldn't even take the meeting.
No, I wouldn't even set that meeting up.
Like who?
No.
Brandon Staley? No. Why do I want that guy to coach my head?
I would
No.
actually fire the person that brought that up in the meeting.
There you go. I mean, yeah, why not? Yes.
Did you just say Brandon Staley?
No.
Yeah, yes,
You're
sir.
gone.
I said yes, sir. I did. But hear me out.
You're gone.
No, I'm not going to hear you out. You're now fired. Please leave.
We are all dumber having to hear what you just said.
Yes.
Well, moving on from one shit show situation to another, the Bears and the Browns. Like, I feel like this is another one, like when the Bears played the Lions, and if it wasn't the Bears,
Yeah,
I think your team loses that game.
So the Browns, it was not their best game by far, and Joe Flacco, listen, he's done well. He came back down to planet Earth through 3 picks, but that last drive to get them down there to get that field goal, homeboy was money.
He was,
and I love how people say things too early. A lot of Browns fans out there who are Watson wankers is what I call them at this point.
I like that.
Nice.
You know,
Wankers.
well, because they used to say that anybody who backed Baker Mayfield was a Baker boy or a Baker bro. So with the Watsons, Watson lovers, that I just call them the Watson wankers, and they just swing from Watson's jockstrap no matter what. Even though he proved this year that he was for shit. Now I'm not saying it's going to continue forever, but he proved he was fucking garbage. I don't understand as a fan of a team why you want the quarterback that's in there now to fail, because you want to be proven right that your quarterback, even though your quarterback proved he wasn't good at the time when he was playing, you want this quarterback to fail. So why? Like, what does that prove about Watson at all? But at like around halftime or even the third quarter, a bunch of posts on social media about, how you guys backing Flacco now? Oh, how does Flacco look now? You guys still want Flacco to start now? Oh, don't you want Watson in there now? And then he comes back. And
he was basically doing the same thing that Watson was doing.
Exactly. and then
at a much cheaper rate.
At a much cheaper rate.
and then he leads them down the field for that field goal to take the lead and win.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, he kind of has done exactly what Watson has done, if not a little bit better. And he was on the shelf.
Yeah.
For like 2 years.
He was chilling at home.
So you really might want to stop talking early, man. And if you're a Browns fan, just be a Browns fan. Be happy that he's leading this team to wins, and don't be so instantly want to say this guy's garbage and you want him to lose, because it proves what about Watson? It proves nothing about Watson.
They've had, 4 quarterbacks this year or 3?
4.
4.
P.J. Walker, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the third something, or I don't know. And then Joe Flacco and Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
No, and at this time of year, you got the W.
I'll take it, and the Browns finally have a fucking kicker that's money.
And you have an 89% chance to actually make the playoffs, playing 4 different quarterbacks.
A fucking kicker that's money. Like Dustin Hopkins, that trade for them was brilliant, because they haven't had a kicker that you could rely on since Phil Dawson. This guy has kicked the most field goals this year.
I cancel my
money.
subscription to Kickers Monthly, but yes, I think you're
no, but listen.
I'm the one who likes the kickers, and I don't even know this shit.
I hate kickers, right? Same as you do.
Yes.
But you do need them to win you a game here and there. And if you got a kicker that can't make a fucking field goal,
no, you're right.
It shows on the field when you can't win those games. This is proven. Like, you do have to have a good kicker. I'll back a good kicker any day. Most of them just aren't that good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know who is good?
Jason Stillner.
Yeah.
Steve Waddell from Baldwin Entertainment.
Oh, you fucking.
we all know planning events such as a wedding, birthday party, graduation party, or any other event that might require a DJ can be very
Son of a bitch.
hairy. Eliminate the stress and give Steve Waddell at Baldman Entertainment a call today at 586-747-5402. He is the resident DJ for St. Hubert's Festival every year. If he's good enough for God, then he's good enough for you. This is the time of year for holiday parties and New Year's parties. If you're looking to have a get-together, hire Steve from Baldman Entertainment. 586-747-5402. The best decision you can make for a smooth event.
Thank you for stealing my read, asshole.
Like I just told Chris, I brought mine up too just because I was like, I didn't exactly know where you were going with it. And that long pause, I was like, fuck, where are we going with this one?
It's my new favorite thing to do now because I did it last week, and I was sitting here debating on whether I was going to do it or not. I was like,
did you just squeak?
Maybe the chair did.
Oh.
I didn't.
It sounded like your voice went.
Oh no, I don't think maybe it did. I don't know. But I was like, I don't know if I'm going to steal it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I decided I
You-
wanted
you
to.
went there, man.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I did.
Well-
Love you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it, buddy. One more game I want to hit on before we move on to something else. Your boy, Baker, going into Lambeau and hammering the Packers. Dude, he had a game, man. 381 and four tutties. Nice. I hate
like
Baker
he's-
Mayfield, but still, man, credit where it's due. He's got that team winning. They're going to win that
he's-
division.
It's like he's actually pretty good at playing quarterback.
Now,
Sometimes.
Now, as a Browns fan, are you pissed that they let him go?
I have been since it
I was
happened.
going to say, you said it
Are
the day
Browns
it
fans
happened.
pissed that he's gone?
A lot of them, yeah.
Okay,
The ones that aren't Watson wankers.
fair. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm sure Panthers fans are pissed.
Well, so again, it's
The
like
Panthers fans got a lot more shit to be pissed off than Baker Mayfield.
But again, it's like I said before, and I think people get it wrong. Like they can't step outside their own minds to understand.
yeah,
Nobody that was backing Baker Mayfield staying on the team was like, Baker's the next coming of Jesus Christ, or he's Peyton Manning, or he's like, nobody's that stupid, right?
yeah. Well,
Baker. Okay,
well.
okay. There are some.
I mean,
people that
you're looking at Deshaun Watson fans.
You're right,
You know.
but like for the most part, I guess I'll just speak for myself.
yeah.
I was a Baker Mayfield fan, personality-wise and everything. Never once did I think he was going to be fucking Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. But he proved he was good enough with that team,
Yeah.
with a good defense, that he could get them to the playoffs and win playoff games. He proved it. So if you just kept him, you wouldn't have had to give him a max deal. He's not the type of quarterback. You wouldn't have had to pay him that much money. So sign him to an extension, give him some money, keep him, and use that money and those draft picks elsewhere to bolster your roster and make a run in the playoffs and continue to have
maybe some
multiple
receivers.
years. Right. Have multiple years of going to playoffs and having a chance, as opposed to giving away draft picks and giving away. Right now, the Browns, which is this is insane, right? They have, I think, 28% of their salary cap not playing in these games.
Oh, jeez. That's
And they're 9-5.
that's-
and to basically
honestly,
be a
that's impressive,
shoe-in
though.
for the playoffs, that's amazing.
28%
Impressive.
of their salary cap is not playing for the team.
Do you still want to fire Stefanski?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I mean, I got,
I'm not one of those people that just goes, well, you're going to make the playoffs, so he's a great coach. You can
Arthur
still,
Smith might make the playoffs. He's still a bad coach.
You can still be a not good. I'm not going to say he's a bad coach. I just don't like some of the decisions he makes, and I don't like him for the team. I want him gone. So I'm not going to say he's like fucking Brandon Staley. But do I want to see him continue coaching the Browns? No. But if they win, they win. Okay, I'm backing it. I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
They're going to win. Yeah, I wish Baker was still there, and I wish they had spent that money and those draft picks elsewhere. I think they'd be in a better position.
yes, they would absolutely be in a better position, but that's not the route they choose to go. So they're going to make the playoffs, obviously, this year. But
Like he said, what'd you say, 89% chance to make the playoffs? So
88 or 89%.
but that contract's going to hamper them. It is.
absolutely.
And it's sad. It really is. But that's the route they decided to go to. But back to the Buccaneers. The Packers, obviously, they're not very good.
They didn't really show up,
But
honestly.
But still, to walk into Lambeau and absolutely dump truck the Packers, that's not a lot of teams do that. And credit to the Bucs. We all thought they were going to be trash this year. At least I did.
I
can't
thought
speak
they
for
were,
you
I thought
guys,
they were going
but-
to be middle of the road, and they've actually been better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
And I am a fan of Baker Mayfield. Yes. I would like him to succeed, and I enjoy watching him succeed. So yeah, I am enjoying watching him throw to guys like, Mike Evans, and I'm enjoying watching him have success. He's being the quarterback I thought he was. Not great, but he's a damn good quarterback
he'll
when
get
you
the job
give him
done,
the
man,
weapons,
right?
and he
Yeah.
can. When he has time to throw the football, has time to make decisions, and he has some weapons, he's a good quarterback.
and he's making Mike Evans a lot of money this year.
Although Mike Evans has been one of the most consistent wide receivers to ever play football.
Yeah, but there was questions of if they were going to re-sign him just based on his production last year, and then all of a sudden, he's money again.
Dude's had the most 1,000-yard receiving seasons in a row out of any
know.
receiver ever. I mean, the fact that people were talking down about Mike Evans had me what I question whether you know about football when you talk about the guy's been the most consistent wide receiver there is. it's insane to me with some of the quarterbacks he's had too. Now, yes, it with Tom Brady for the last couple of years, but before that, it was Jameis
Literally
Winston.
for 2 years.
Right, but it was Jameis Winston and like, come on, man.
Jameis.
Famous Jameis. So after this week, give me your top 3 MVP.
Ooh,
Because it seems to change every week. So
I mean, Purdy's still my 1.
okay.
It'll never happen, but Tyreek would be my 2.
Okay.
And honestly, CMC would be my 3.
CMC would be my 1. Tyreek would be 2 for me. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but I think Purdy would be 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
see, for me, I'm gonna go. I still Tyreek Hill for me. He's been who I've been saying all along. For a receiver to have that much effect and that much to do with their team's success, to me is just insane. I think Lamar Jackson should be up there.
He was. I was flipping between him and Purdy. Like I could go. I honestly, for that 3 spot, I could go either one of them.
And then I'd probably put Brock Purdy in there over Dak Prescott at this point because Dak took a fall back for me in this last game. And I know it's recency bias, I guess.
It's not recency bias, though, for me with Dak, even though I had him as my number 1 last week. But you got to look at it. When he goes on the road, they don't fucking win.
He goes on the road or they play teams over 500.
They don't fucking win.
And for me, I think coming in 4th after Brock Purdy, maybe even tied with him, would be Christian McCaffrey. I think both those guys could be talked about in the same breath for that San Francisco team.
All right.
Jeremy says if anybody's going to change the stigma of wide receivers not winning MVP, it would be Tyreek Hill.
It's hard to disagree with you. I mean, but if he's not even going to break the record that Calvin set, he's not going to win MVP.
No. And I mean, I think he was out this last game, right?
He was, yes.
Which
if
makes
he-
me question if they'd sit him at the end of the year once they lock up whatever they're going to give.
If he can come back the next couple games and have just outstanding games and break Calvin's record, go over 2,000 yards, I think he has a shot.
I think it's the only way.
I think him getting hurt really put a damper on the. If he doesn't get hurt and he continues to play, I think he's got a much better shot. With him getting hurt, sitting out basically half the last game, sitting out this game, that puts a big hamper on him winning it for sure.
Well, you know who is an MVP?
The Joe Wright Group?
The Joe Wright Group.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 4 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, Shane Wilson, Alex DeRocher a call today at 248-535-4750 to fulfill all your real estate needs.
There you go. Well played, sir.
Sorry, man.
Next week, he's just going to go right into the... We're going to be mid-topic, and he's just going to
start to read.
Yep.
Yes, that's probably going to happen. I can't lie. That's probably going to happen.
He's literally just going to start to read without saying anything. There's going to be no...
Honestly, I might start the fucking show off with the read.
There's going to be no segue, no
I was going to go, man.
It's just going to... As soon as the show starts, it's going to be... Jason Stillner reflects our pick.
It's like, welcome to Sports on Tap. If you're a homeowner, that's what I'm going to do. That's done. Yes. Be ready for it, because I'm fairly certain that's going to happen next week.
Listen, I love it. I love it.
Anyways,
was fun.
So,
I enjoy having fun in games.
oh,
man.
for sure. So, before we get into these Christmas topics that you brought up, I know we did this last Christmas, but it's always nice to kind of refresh it a little bit. Your favorite Christmas movies? Just say top 3. Top 5 is like, yeah, whatever. But your top 3.
Die Hard.
Yes, 100%.
I saw a thing online.
We got to have a drop of you saying Frank disagrees.
If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
Fine. A Christmas movie is whatever you want a Christmas movie to
is.
be.
If a movie involves Christmas and Christmas is a portion of the plot, it's a Christmas movie to me.
Yes.
Because I watched Assault on Precinct 13 the other day, the early 2000s version.
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
There you go. If you want that to be a Christmas movie,
Absolutely.
God
Four
damn it,
Brothers,
it's a Christmas,
Christmas
movie.
movie.
I'm not gonna fucking hate on any.
No.
Listen, if Christmas is a part of the plot,
Yes,
it's a Christmas movie.
absolutely.
It can also be an action, as in Die Hard is an action movie.
Right.
It's an action movie that
an
has
action
Christmas as a
holiday
plot.
movie.
It's an action Christmas movie.
All right, so mine, Die Hard. I'm with you.
Okay, Die
Yes. Lethal Weapon
Hard. Okay, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
and Trading Places. Hey,
Hey. They all
they're all on Christmas time, man.
Technically not wrong.
technically not wrong. Is that really your top three?
Well, for
Or are you just fucking around?
no, Die Hard, absolutely.
Die
is.
Hard, absolutely.
And if you want to go just like I guess traditional Christmas movies,
Yeah.
fine. Christmas Vacation, number one.
I watched
Yes.
that last night.
Yes.
Home Alone 2, because I think it's better than the first one.
Okay.
And
See, I'm a classic Home Alone guy.
that's fair.
I don't hate on 2, but I'm not quite. I know you guys are both lockstep with 2 is
I
better.
love 2.
I really enjoy the
Like
first
in
one.
Home Alone 2, Marv would absolutely die from those brick shots to the dome. Like 100%, he'd be dead.
I don't give a shit. It's still great.
It's great. I love it, but he'd be dead after probably like the third one.
We
Like,
also
done.
wouldn't get Home Alone 2 if we were talking reality because Kevin would have been taken away after the first
Yeah,
one.
right now, yeah, absolutely. But and then the third one, God, get back to me on the third one.
So for me, it's Christmas Vacation top.
Yeah.
Die Hard is my third one.
Okay.
But I'm actually going to go with one that I know you would hate.
Who, me?
Or you do hate. Yeah.
You know Elf, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not
Yep.
like.
And 4, if I'm going to say 4.
Okay, so we're going top 5 instead.
No, I'm just going to throw my fourth one
Okay.
in there. Would be Jim Carrey's Grinch because my daughter and I can watch that all
It's a
year
solid
long.
movie.
We watch it all year long. Like she loves that movie, and every once in a while throughout the year, she'll want to watch Jim Carrey Grinch. Okay, let's do it. I love that movie. So yeah, that's mine.
Number 1 is and always will be The Santa Claus.
Okay.
My favorite Christmas movie. of
Very
all
good
time.
movie.
One
Yep.
of my favorite movies of all time.
Yep.
2, I'm going with the George C. Scott version of The Christmas Carol,
Okay.
the 80s version of it.
Okay.
And then 3, probably The Family Stone.
That's a Christmas movie?
It is a Christmas
I
movie.
didn't know
The
that.
Yes.
Family Stone.
Yes, it's got Dylan Maroney or something like that.
Okay.
Luke Wilson, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah.
I can't say that bitch's name.
Sarah.
I'm sorry.
Sarah.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Just.
Yeah, that one. Rachel McAdams is in it.
Okay.
You know what? Love Actually. Boom.
Ooh, solid
That's it.
movie. That would probably
Love
be
that movie.
4.
That is a good movie, actually.
Yes.
Love
That's-
Actually.
yeah.
Is actually a really good movie.
It is. I agree with you. That's why I like it. That's why it's in my top 3 Christmas movies. So, yeah.
Yep.
I think it's a solid list.
It is a
everybody,
solid list.
from
You know,
everybody.
you know who comes in number 1 on any list when it comes to real estate?
Who?
Jason Stiller from Flagstar Bank.
The Joe Ray Group.
Who?
Who?
Can I actually read this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Am I allowed to read it?
You know what? I'm gonna mute us.
I was gonna say I'll push my mic away.
I'm gonna mute us both.
We good to go? All right. Go ahead. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, Senior Loan Officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631. Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy, Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
Happy Chanukah.
Happy-
I have no idea what Chanukah is, but Happy Chanukah because they said so.
Oh, God, I love that. Happy Chanukah. It's the best. I love it.
There
What?
we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jeremy says, Sir Jessica Parker, a.k.a. Horseface.
I mean,
Bobby Becker says, Jingle All the Way. That's it. That's the list.
okay.
I think Jingle All the Way is a little bit of an underrated one.
I think it's fair.
Arnold.
I haven't watched it in so long that I can't really say either way. I probably
trying
haven't
to-
watched it since like '99.
Yeah.
I mean, that's solid.
I don't watch a ton of Christmas movies,
Neither do I.
honestly.
Neither do I.
Because of my many years of just not liking Christmas. But the ones that I do like are movies that I can and will watch all year long. Like Christmas Vacation. I will turn that fucking movie on in August and watch it
Right.
because it's such a great
It's
movie.
one of those movies.
It's dead of summer, July, fucking roasting out.
Most
and I'm
of the
watching.
vacation movies are like that, though.
Yeah.
You can watch them over and over and over again, regardless of the
Like
time of year.
Christmas is in the title, but it doesn't matter to me. I'll watch it all year long. And we have a friend, Dennis, who literally that dude watches that movie.
Well, he could watch that movie every day.
He could watch it on rerun,
He could, yeah.
just back to back to back to back. And I don't blame it. It's a great movie.
It is a great movie. Absolutely.
I'm actually going to be looking to get some. I'm going to look to get a Cousin Eddie Christmas Vacation decoration for my lawn next year.
It says shitter's full.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
It was full.
Yep. I want to get one of those. I wasn't able to find a good enough one this year, but I'm gonna keep looking throughout the year and see if I can find a good one for next year.
I like it. Nice. All right. So what do you got over there with your
All right.
Christmas
so
Joe's
etiquette
secret segments.
stuff?
yeah. So this is Joe's secret segment. So this is this one's titled 9 Holiday Etiquette Rules It's Okay to Ignore.
Okay.
Okay. So first one is you should never re-gift. Is this one okay to ignore,
Yes.
or is regifting just off the limits? Like you should not regift.
You can regift.
Regifting
Absolutely,
is-
you can regift.
Absolutely acceptable.
Absolutely.
I think regifting is acceptable with one caveat. You haven't used
yeah,
it.
it has to be like new.
It has to be
yeah.
brand like you were given a gift that somebody
Yes.
thought you would like, and you just don't, and you don't want to be rude. You accept the gift,
Yes.
but then you're
Somebody-
not going to use it.
Somebody might have a use for that gift.
You think of somebody else that
Yes.
might actually like that gift
Exactly.
more.
Right. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can absolutely regift.
So I agree with this that regifting is you should never regift. Yes, you should ignore that rule. I think you can regift within
Yes.
within the
Yes,
rami-
it has to be with that
within the
caveat.
parameters.
Yes, absolutely.
Jeremy says regifting is fine as long as you don't regift it to the person that gave it to you.
I mean, with that caveat as well. Yes,
yes, I think that
Unless you think those people will like it more than you like it. There are some people who buy gifts for themselves and give them to other people.
Oh, we do that with our white elephant gifts with Allison's family.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, we do.
Okay.
The last 2 times we've done it, we've gotten exactly what we wanted. That we actually bought it.
I used to joke with my brother that he bought me a Dane Cook DVD that he had called me months before and asked me if I wanted. I told him no. And then he bought it, gave it to me for Christmas, and then immediately upon opening it, asked me if he could have the DVD.
Nice.
that's fucking awesome. That's awesome. The next one is always set up a kids table. So, do you ignore this rule of always setting up a kids table, or is this a rule that you need to abide by?
I think you should. Yeah, I think you absolutely should.
For kids of that certain age group, we're talking like 5 to 12,
Yeah.
13.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say up to at least 12, 10.
I think, I mean, so it's with a caveat, right? If you're having a bunch of adults over, obviously there's no reason for a kids table. But if you're having a full holiday party where, it's families invited and everything, like
I think a kids
everybody-
table is essential.
absolutely.
Yes.
Like I'm not saying
We always had one growing up.
So same here.
And some people might think, oh, well, it's bad you're putting the kids to a different table. No. You have to have a kids table.
Yep.
Like that's where they can go and they can enjoy their time together as kids and they can eat together. Like
Because
you have to have a kids
Just
table.
as much as you don't want the kids around, the kids don't want to be around you come a certain age.
No, they want to hang out with the other kids.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's essential to have a kids table. Yes.
The next one, graciously accept every holiday party invitation.
No. Absolutely not.
I
No.
could not agree with you guys more. No.
No.
And this is from I am like the least not the least. I'm not very social anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm very picky as to where I go and who I'm with. You know what I mean? Like I keep my circle tight and I only go to places where I'm really comfortable and with people I love. You know what I mean? No, I'm not going to accept every invitation to a party. I'm going to graciously
Decline.
not accept
Yeah.
and say, you know what, I appreciate it, but I'm sorry I can't make it. something along those lines. I'm not going to be a dickhead about it, but
I
no,
may
I'm not
even give
going
a
to
we'll
accept.
see.
Yeah, or you know what? Maybe I'll try to make it by, or I have other plans. I might try to make it afterwards. Bobby Becker says, "Hell to the fuck no."
Bobby does not like people.
Yeah, Lady Fred says it's the kids' table. Every table is a kids' table with her family, and I can attest to that.
Well,
Yes,
it's-
it is.
and that's fine too. I think no matter what, you should always have one. If it's a family event, if
Yes.
it's for families, not just for
Well,
adults.
I know what we
you
do.
have to have a designated area for the kids.
Right. What we do is when we go over to her family's house, we just send them downstairs. Literally, send them downstairs.
Go to the basement, kids.
Literally, because they're loud as fuck.
It's just listen. If you're okay. If you're okay with them just having run of the house and they're all going to sit at the same table with you guys and they're going to be, that's great too. But I think there should definitely be a table for them to sit with together.
Absolutely.
Set out your best china.
No.
Okay.
No,
first of all,
hell no.
First of all, this one sounds dated
Yes.
because nobody has fine china
No,
anymore.
absolutely not.
Some decent dishes. Don't have like a bunch of mismatched shit, but have regular normal dishes, normal bowls.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm hosting my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, my stepmom over to my house this year when we do Christmas with them. Right? I have Christmas paper plates and Christmas napkins.
Dude, that's totally acceptable.
Like, no, I'm not now, and we might even just order pizza and have it at that. Like, I'm not putting out fine dining and fine.
No.
We don't have to do that. Now, if you want to do that, great. I don't think it's a necessity.
Absolutely not.
If it were something like an engagement party or a wedding,
Totally
then I
different.
could see that.
Totally different.
For Christmas, like if
When
your
you're gonna
family does Christmas on that level, I'm not saying you're wrong for doing it.
Great.
It's just, for me, not a requirement.
It's not a requirement.
I agree.
At all.
Nope.
Purchase a gift for everyone you know.
Hell no.
No.
No. What the fuck are we talking about here? No. I'm not trying to go broke for fucking Christmas, man.
Yeah, not
Shit.
happening. Listen,
Parents, brother, sister-in-law, niece.
Yes.
Good God.
Listen, you guys know, I love you dearly.
Yeah.
I ain't
You're
buying
like,
you shit.
You're like family to me.
The feeling is returned.
Right. I like housewarming gifts, birthday gifts every once in a while. Random gifts.
I was
like
gonna say you brought us those cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Like-
is sweet.
Like random gifts. Great. But no offense. As much as I love you guys and you're like failing me, no, I'm not. We don't buy each other Christmas gifts. None of us do that.
No.
You, like you said, you would go broke.
Yeah. Everybody you knew.
How can you afford to do that?
And especially because as far as being a gift giver, I like to get people the stuff they like. So some
Right.
people like expensive stuff. It's not that I don't want to spend that money on them. I'm just not made of money.
No, I just don't want to spend that fucking money on them. Get fucked. You want to buy it? Go fucking buy it.
If I was like a bajillionaire, then I would spend that kind of money on everybody. But I ain't made of money.
Alicia says, Joe, she'll take your Christmas back then.
Alicia, I love you dearly. But again, it's the same thing for you and Eric. No, I'm not buying a Christmas gift for everybody I know. I buy gifts randomly or for birthdays or for, like for things like that. No, I'm not going to go broke at Christmas time buying a gift for every single person I know. That's
fucking absurd.
As much as I love everybody, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Immediate family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe not even that.
But Alicia, if you did get me a Christmas gift, I will gladly accept it. I appreciate it.
And then he's going to regift it.
And then I will regift it to your husband.
And I will state for the record, though, if anybody wants to buy me shit, I don't turn down gifts. Just don't expect one in return.
Okay, so you guys know this about me. I'm a very awful gift getter.
Oh, I'm terrible with it.
I am such a bad gift getter. I was awkward today when I got given a box of cookies from one of the ladies that works for our third-party logistics company that came in today and gave me a box of cookies, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
That's why this is legitimately why we didn't tell you about your housewarming.
I'm so bad. Yeah, you just sent it to my house.
We just sent it to your house.
Which I'm not gonna lie, it is such a great gift. I love it, and I put it up right by the door.
Oh, do you? No. Nice.
I'm also an emotional receiver of gifts. If somebody gets me something that's like really meaningful,
Yeah.
I will get teary-eyed.
Yeah.
And I don't like to do that in front of people.
Elsa says, my friendship is your fucking gift.
And that's
think
more
that's
than
fair.
enough.
Okay, well, I think we have a different definition of gift, but I think we need to talk about what your definition of gifts are.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
I go nice, you go immediate asshole.
I think your friendship to me is mid.
Just like our show. Just like our show. Mid.
So the next one, buy a gift for someone who has given you a gift.
I think that's fair.
I agree with you on
think
this
that's
one.
fair.
So if somebody
Yeah.
buys me a gift,
Yeah, I think you gotta send one in return.
that's another reason why I'm awkward with receiving gifts
Yeah,
too,
'cause
though,
now you
because like
almost feel
now you
obligated
feel
to do it.
obligated to do it.
But if you surprise me with a gift, you can't be expected. Like, if it's been stated that we're going to buy gifts for each other, down. No problem with that. But
No,
if
see,
you surprise me, like,
even if you surprise me, I have no problem getting that person said like
I'll get it.
I'll get you something. Yeah,
I
I may get you something random at another
time,
and that's fine.
But I'm not just gonna run out and buy you a Christmas
No,
gift.
I'm not gonna do
Right.
it like immediately
because then it seems like, oh, now I feel guilty.
Yep.
You bought me a Christmas
You're
gift.
obligated
Now I
to do
have to buy
Right.
you one.
No, yes, I don't see any issue with that. No.
Bobby Becker says, I'm gifting you all a free 30-day trial to my
OnlyFans.
that
That is going to be immediately regifted.
Frank's going to end up with 3 30-day free trials to your OnlyFans.
No, I'm giving them to his brother-in-law, so Chris is going to have 3 of them.
Jeremy says, aw, Frank going to cry.
Frank will cry.
Jeremy, you know Frank.
I was going to
And
say.
I can't even talk shit about him because I'm an emotional person, too, as a guy.
I'll put it this way.
I will get to your with a real true genuine gift that
yeah.
hits me. Yes, I will.
My brother one year, and I tell Chris about this, not all the time, but we've discussed it a few times. My brother one year bought me a Buffalo Sabres, the old goat head.
Yeah.
And got it autographed for me. Like, knowing me, that was a super, super personal gift.
Thoughtful.
Right.
Yeah.
You put that much thought into it, yeah, I get emotional over it.
That's like my
Yeah.
my autographed Pop Man one. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a long story behind that, but
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah, that's yeah.
Wait,
for
Chris,
sure.
you have emotions?
I did at that moment.
Emotions are not something I ever saw him and I bonding over. This is truly a surprise.
Chris, I've known you for fucking years. I never even knew you had emotions.
Anger's one of them.
Well, okay.
Know that one.
Okay, you're right. Anger is an emotion.
See it.
Touche. I understand. Okay, I thought you had an emotion.
I second that emotion.
But I was gonna say, Joe, like if somebody were to make me a mixtape, I would get emotional over it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
See, Jeremy, you want to make fun of me? I'll make fun of you too, buddy.
And it would have the song
But
so
wait,
it would have the
but
song
wasn't-
so
wasn't
emotional.
the, wait,
by
wasn't the
Whitney Houston.
mixtape Brian?
No, I thought
That
it was
wasn't-
Jeremy who got the mixtape.
No, I think Brian did the mixtape.
Oh, Brian did the mixtape. Damn.
Yeah. Well,
It's been so long. and
Jeremy,
there's-
hold on. He'll make fun of you in a little
I
bit.
was gonna say we'll get there, buddy.
All right, what's next?
So
Damn, that disappoints me because that was gonna be so
that
good
was
too.
I thought it was funny too, and then I went, wait a second, that was Brian.
Too much alcohol.
And Brian, when you listen, if you listen, I know you listen every once in a while. That was Frank, wasn't me.
Until Joe called your name out.
Yeah, until I said it was you. I didn't say which Brian. Jeremy says 100% it was Brian with the mixtape. Dick. You must toast with champagne.
No.
Fuck, you
Absolutely
can
not.
toast with water.
You
if
toast
you
with
want.
whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on this one. I don't think champagne's a must. I think you should, if you're going to toast, you should supply champagne
Yeah,
for
it's
people
there.
who want it.
It's there, yeah.
But people can toast with whatever the fuck they want.
Yes.
Like, you can drink whatever the fuck you want when you toast.
Agreed.
Last one is one that I completely disagree with. No, you are not. I do not need to do this, and I will never really ever do this because I'm just not that person. You must send holiday cards
Hell, nope.
to everybody.
no.
I'm with you on this one 100%, Joe. I will not ever send holiday cards. Ever.
No.
Like, I love getting them. Don't get me wrong. Like, I got friends who will send holiday cards out, and they
So
got
do
their
I.
kids on it and shit.
I actually have one on the side of our fridge right now.
Totally cool with it. I'm not going to make fun of you for doing it.
Nope.
I'm not a holiday card person.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm not that
Nope.
guy.
Nope, not doing it.
I'm like you, Frank. I appreciate them when I get
Yeah.
them. Right? Like Chris, you said you have one on your fridge right now.
I do.
I have a couple that are on my
Yeah.
on my TV stand, and I have a couple that are in the house. Great when I get them. I look at them. They're usually pictures of people's kids or them or
Yep.
whatever.
That's literally what is
And I-
on the card.
right.
It's
And I'm
their
like,
kid.
and I look at it. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is nice. I love seeing it. I'm not that guy. I'm also not the guy that's taking my daughter out to get holiday pictures which people are those people.
Right.
I'm not knocking those people. I'm not that person. I'm not going to get special holiday pictures taken and make a card and send. And not to mention, I'm not even the person that goes and gets regular fucking random, just generic cards at a fucking store and sends them out. So
hate
no,
cards.
I'm not doing that.
I hate cards. I think, especially if you go to like Hallmark or whatever and you buy a card, is the least personal thing you can do. It's somebody else's words. Like, if you want to buy a blank card and write your own shit in there, I think that is more meaningful than buying somebody just a card.
Yeah. So here's another one.
Yes.
You guys ready for a few more?
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Dude, we keep going. I'm having fun with
Learn
this.
the importance of the RSVP. When people invite you to their party, even if you're going to decline, you like if they invite you via not in person, but if they invite you via a card in the mail, RSVP no matter what you're gonna do.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm big
Absolutely.
on that.
Yeah, you got to do that. Like, because I mean, they're trying to set up for something. They need to know how many fucking people are going to be there.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not going to go, send it.
Yes.
100%.
You, like if it asks for an RSVP, I think you're a total douchebag.
It
if you
takes 2
don't
seconds to
actually-
fucking fill it and put it in the fucking mail.
It's like the people who don't return their carts to the fucking
See,
cart
I'm
corral.
Yes!
I'm terrible at filling them out and returning them. I try to make a point of doing it for weddings, but if we're talking parties or whatever, I'd probably be the guy who just gives a phone call and says, "Hey, I'm not going to make it."
That's fine, too.
And give the excuse, whatever it is.
But at least it's a verbal
Right,
RSVP.
it's a verbal RSVP. Yeah, there's plenty of people I know.
I
that-
think even a text RSVP is fine if it's on that
Right.
level. If it's more professional, then okay, an RSVP otherwise. But even if it's just an RSVP for a party that somebody sent out invitations for, I think any type of RSVP is
Yes.
fine.
Regardless, just send it, though. Just let the person know that, yes, I am coming or I'm not coming.
Don't be the person who doesn't return their cart to the cart corral.
Yes, agreed.
Don't be that guy.
But yeah, with weddings, I do try to make a point to send the card back.
Yeah.
Because I know that's probably a
That
pain
one's
in the
more
ass.
important when
Yeah.
you're planning that.
Yeah.
This one says, do attend the office holiday party.
No.
It says here, it shows you're a loyal team player.
Fuck no.
Okay.
No.
So
Listen,
I
there
don't-
was a good reason I didn't attend my old work's holiday parties.
I think it's not a must, right?
It's not a must.
I think if you want to attend it, great. If you don't, great. I don't think it's a must. But I do think if you're at an office holiday party or you're at a work holiday, but we'll call it a work holiday party. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think you should not be the person who overdrinks and looks like an ass. Like, don't be that guy.
Don't be that person. No. for
Like,
sure.
don't be that person.
Right.
2-drink max at the work Christmas party.
Like, 'cause I know, like, mine, they're trying to do this, quote, team building thing coming up. It's a de facto Christmas party, whatever. I have zero desire to go to this fucking thing, and frankly, I probably won't. But it's unless they make it mandatory, and frankly, if they made it mandatory, I'd probably just quit. But yeah, you shouldn't have to go to these things. No, absolutely not.
No. Be a gracious overnight house guest.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be a gracious overnight house guest?
Like if you come in from out of town, this is what kind of going. Like if you're a guest who's coming in from out of town for a holiday party with your family or whatever,
right?
Be a gracious house guest. Make sure the dates of your arrival and departure are convenient to your hosts. Hang your wet towels, make your bed,
Yes.
follow the rules, such as removing your shoes when you walk in.
Yep.
Thoughtful gestures, help clean up.
I think that's fair.
At least offer to help clean up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Basically, don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah, don't be a useless piece of shit who just stays at somebody's house.
I think that's fair. Yes.
Here's another one, and it kind of goes along the lines with that one, is offer to help clean up before you leave the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
for me,
Again, basic manners.
I think I did it before I left your guys' housewarming party or the party you had this year.
Yeah.
If I'm one of the later, now if I leave early,
Mm-hmm.
like if I come to your party and I got work the next day, I got to get out early, and
yeah.
I'm not one of the
Yeah.
like. No,
I would
I'm not going to
expect
offer.
you, yeah.
I'm not going to offer to clean
Right,
up.
no.
When I'm leaving and there's like 50 other people there.
Yeah.
No, but,
But
if
like
you're
if-
there at the end,
If you're there
you offer
towards
help.
the end and you're one of the last few guests in that last bubble of people to leave the house,
Yep.
I think you need to offer to help clean up.
I would agree with that. Yes.
Most hosts will tell you no, but you have to offer.
Right. Or don't even ask. Just start helping.
Right.
Or that.
Yeah, kind of pitch in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, going along the same lines as this, don't be the last guest at the party who doesn't live in the house.
Yeah.
Or don't be the last person at the party who doesn't live in the house.
You talking to an Italian here? Our goodbyes take 4 or 5 hours sometimes.
I do the Irish goodbye. I love it.
See, I have started to.
It's one of my
adapt to
favorite
that.
things to do. Like when there's a get together.
I am famous for it.
I'm out.
I'm starting to practice that practice,
Yep.
but
It's hard for an Italian.
before, yeah.
It's hard for an
Our
Italian. I've
goodbyes,
noticed that.
It's like go around, say hello, start saying goodbye.
Because your goodbye lasts so long,
Right.
it's going to be the entire party.
Yeah, and if it was my dad's side of the family, legit 2-hour goodbyes.
Jesus.
See, I'm like you, Chris. I have perfected the Irish goodbye.
I love it.
Like, I can dip out of a party with a ton of people literally without anybody seeing me.
Oh
do it.
yeah. Absolutely.
It's become where I've like perfected it, and I take pride in it. Literally, it could be 20 minutes since I left. All of a sudden, somebody go,
Hey, where'd Joe?
"Hey, have you guys seen Joe?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you seen Joe? Get a text.
I love it.
I'm like 3/4 of the way home already. Like, hey, did you leave? Yeah. Yep. It's a
Yep,
great party.
sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a little stash of extra gifts just in case.
In case of what?
In case somebody
So-
unexpectedly has a kid or something.
So it says, we've all been embarrassed by getting a gift from someone and we didn't have a gift for them in return. Graciously accept it. You're so kind. Thank you. And I hope I can take you to lunch, coffee sometime soon.
If I didn't know that somebody was bringing me a gift,
Yeah.
why the fuck would I get a gift?
Right.
No.
This
Well,
is
like I said, I would get you a gift randomly at some point.
later time.
Right.
But
Yeah, I don't agree with this one.
So I don't agree with this one either. I know this one's an old school one because I know for a fact.
So let me just buy random shit in case.
okay.
This is like insurance?
So I'm about to call my mom out a little bit because this is kind of her era type of thing. And I guarantee your mom would be the same way.
oh, dude, my mom still like when we go to her side of my family's,
She'll take extra.
every single little kid that's going to be there gets something.
Yep. And my mom would do this too. My mom just buys random cards just in case somebody happens to stop by. She can quickly get him a card or like that's that era, that age group. That's how they thought. They wanted to have gift just in case. For
They were
people.
a lot nicer than we are.
Yes, we're kind of assholes now, but
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Like I said,
I'm
this-
not going to have
this-
random gifts
No.
sitting around my house just in case.
Yeah.
So this one goes against what I do. It says, show your thanks before leaving the office party or holiday party or whatever it is. Find the host and express your appreciation for the hospitality. And it's never out of fashion to write a brief but sincere handwritten thank you note.
Not a chance.
Okay, first of all, I'm not writing a thank you note. I'm bad at writing.
I might send you a text. I'll send you a text.
I'm
Like,
bad.
hey,
I'm bad at writing thank you notes for like actual like
Right.
stuff you should write thank you notes for.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for a party.
No, like I'll send a text and be like, hey, thanks for having us over. We had a really
Yep.
good time, etc. Boom, done. End of story. That's it.
Same way, because
Yeah.
like I do the Irish goodbye a lot of times.
Right.
Now, even in my Irish goodbyes, sometimes I will find the host on the side in a very quiet spot and go, hey, I'm going to dip out. Thanks for having me over. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then dip Irish goodbye everybody else and just say bye to them. Thanks for having me over.
Nothing wrong with that.
But plenty of times where I just Irish goodbye everybody.
Right.
Or I've seen
So-
people just get to the door and turn around and be like, see you guys.
And then,
walk right out.
as they're stepping out the door. Yeah.
Yep.
And then this one is the last one. Learn a little bit about other holidays around Christmas in case there's other people at the holiday party that are not just there for Christmas and don't just celebrate Christmas. So basically saying learn about Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, things like that. Know those things.
Can't say I've ever really been in the position to have to do that, so I
Yeah,
won't say
I-
either way.
Same. I mean, if you want to,
Right.
great. I mean, I'm not going to.
I'm gonna,
no
I'm gonna-
offense.
I'm going to say no on this simply because like these holiday parties, that's exactly what they're. They're a party that's centered with I guess like the holiday in the background. It's just like going out any other time. So why am I? No, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not learning about other holidays. No offense to anybody. You have your holidays that you have.
Yeah.
And that's how you live your life. I don't hate on it, but I'm not going to learn about it.
No.
I have no desire to
So
learn
what
about
are we
it.
going to do? Just like be eating food,
But this is-
having drinks and discussing Kwanzaa? Is that what we're doing?
Or Hanukkah,
Or Hanukkah?
or Chanukah.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Happy Chanukah.
No, not doing that.
Yeah, so that's the etiquette holiday etiquette.
I liked it. That was
things.
fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
All right. Well, I'm glad I could bring something fun to the table today.
That
Besides just stealing your reads.
Well, how did the picks look last week? How did we do in that?
All right, let me hop into the picks real quick.
Yes,
This segment is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group.
It's time!
Okay, this was week 16 of our picks. Not in any football week 16. This was our week 16 of picks.
Yeah.
Chris, you finished in first this week.
Yeah, baby.
At 9-6.
Yeah.
High five.
I'm not gonna high five you.
You've got like 8 monitors in front of you. You probably break something.
Yeah,
I finished. I break something trying to get out of this chair. I finished at 8-7 in second. Frank, you finished at 7-8. And Eric came in last this week, which is rare for him.
Yeah.
Recently, he finished at 5-10.
Oh, that's a shame, Eric.
Loser.
That was you're a loser. Eric is still in the lead though. He's got 122, 108, and 6. Chris, you are now right behind him.
Yeah.
At 121, 109, and 6. You're one game behind.
Okay.
I'm 117, 113, and 6. I'm 4 behind you and 5 behind Eric. Frank, you are 98, 87, and 3. And I'm not going to figure out where you're at in the whole scenario.
I'm
But
not
you're
worried
but
about
you're
it.
doing pretty well because you're 12 games above 500. So you're doing pretty well.
Solid.
So that's where we're at.
All right, let's get to the games here. Starting off with the Frisco Bowl. It's I believe this is Texas San Antonio laying 12.5, taking on Marshall. I took Marshall. Joe, you took Marshall. Eric took UTSA, and Frank took UTSA.
You gonna fuck on me?
Next up, we have the Boca Raton Bowl. We're in South Florida taking
Boca
on
Raton.
Yes,
Boca Raton.
South Florida taking on Syracuse. Syracuse is laying 2.5. I took Syracuse. Joe took Syracuse. Eric took Syracuse. We all took Syracuse.
I'm about to offend a lot of people.
Next up is the Gasparilla Bowl.
I should just play it at the beginning of the show.
Every week.
Every week. Next up is the Gasparilla Bowl. Georgia Tech taking on UCF. UCF is laying 4.5. I took UCF. Joe took Georgia Tech. Eric took UCF, and Frank took UCF.
He has a 5-year plan.
What is it? Don't die?
Nice.
Hey, old man River, zip it or I'll break your hip.
Next up, we got Arkansas State laying 2.5, taking on Northern Illinois in the Camellia Bowl. I took Northern Illinois. Joe took Northern Illinois. Eric took Arkansas State, and Frank took Northern Illinois.
It's not illegal. It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane.
Most of these bowl games should be frowned upon and illegal. But
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
next up, we have the Birmingham Bowl, where it's Troy laying 7.5, taking on Duke. I took Troy. Joe took Duke. Eric took Troy, and Frank took Troy.
And Jeremy says they really need a Catalina wine mixer bowl. So,
They do. Fuck yeah, they do.
So, Jeremy, this is for you.
It's the Catalina fucking wine mixer.
They absolutely need that. That'd be great. You gotta say you got one more in there?
It's the Catalina fucking
There you go.
wine mixer.
All right. Next up, we have Georgia State taking on Utah State in the Potato Bowl. I think there's a longer name to this bowl, but I just wrote Potato Bowl.
The Potato Bowl.
Yeah. I took Utah State. We all took Utah State. That would go great with some fucking potatoes, man, for real.
That's why I played it.
Yes.
Real meat and potatoes bowl.
I love it. Next up, we have the Armed Forces Bowl, where it's James Madison laying 2.5, taking on Air Force. We all took James Madison.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
Next up, we have the 68 Ventures Bowl. I don't even know what the fuck that is. But it's South Alabama laying 16.5, taking on Eastern Michigan. We all took Southern Alabama or South Alabama, whatever it is. Yeah.
Lapped Traffic Podcast, who's listening, says, "Are you saying pow? Are you saying pow?
Pow.
Is he saying pow?
pow?
Is he saying pow?
The price is wrong, bitch.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Next up, we have the Las Vegas Bowl, where it's Utah laying 6.5, taking on Northwestern. We all took Utah.
Like
Yeah.
Kobayashi.
The last game on the college slate, we have Coastal Carolina taking on San Jose State, who is laying 10.5 in the Hawaii Bowl. I took San Jose State. Joe took Coastal Carolina. Eric and Frank also took San Jose State.
Stop it, Chris. You're making it hard.
You got a little wiener and some tiny nuts.
No. Moving on to the NFL slate. First up, we got the Saints taking on the Rams. The Rams are laying 4.5. We all took the Rams.
Fuck you both.
Bing bong.
Next up, we have the Bills taking on the Chargers. The Bills are laying 11. I took the Chargers. You guys all took the Bills.
Never go for a retard. You was farting in bathtubs and laughing your ass off.
Next up, we got the Bengals laying 2.5, taking on the Steelers. We all took the Steelers.
This guy here.
I'm sorry, we all took
dead.
the Bengals. My bad. We all took the Bengals. My fault.
This guy here is
never
dead.
go full retard. Yes.
Him off then.
Got it.
It's like watching a bunch of retards trying to fuck a doorknob.
Yes. Yes, we all took Cincinnati in that one. Next up, we got the Browns taking on the Texans. The Texans are laying 2.5. I took Cleveland. Joe took Cleveland. We all took Cleveland.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I hope not.
Everyone in this room is now dumber. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but
Yes. Next up, we basically got a pick 'em game between the Jags, who are laying 1, and taking on the Buccaneers. I took Tampa Bay. Joe took Tampa Bay. We all took Tampa Bay.
I want my own ass.
Me too.
Pay that man his money.
Next up, we got the Cowboys taking on the Dolphins. The Dolphins are laying 1.5. I took the Dolphins. Joe took the Dolphins. Eric took the Cowboys, and Frank took the Dolphins.
Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Except for herpes. That shit'll come back with you.
Or being a Cowboys
bro,
fan.
You mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
Next up, we got the Raiders.
Brandon Staley didn't come back from Vegas.
He did not. He did not. Next
Probably
up,
found him at the craps table afterwards.
Probably left him up on top of the hotel, I guess. I don't know.
I would have,
Yeah,
after I
right?
dummied him with a chair.
That's right. Give him a roofie. Sleep in the hotel.
Hey, Brandon Staley. Yeah. Hey, Brandon Staley.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers, too.
That's right. Next up, we got the Raiders taking on the Chefs. The Chefs are laying 10. I took the Raiders. Joe took the Chefs. Eric took the Chefs, and Frank took the Raiders.
Hello, motherfucker.
Fuck you both.
Hello, lady.
Next up, we got the Patriots taking on the Broncos. The Broncos are laying 6. We all took Denver.
Shut up. I hate you.
After that, we got the Giants and Tommy DeVito taking on the Eagles. The Eagles are laying 10.5. I took the Eagles. Joe took the Eagles. Eric took Tommy DeVito. And Frank took the Eagles.
Oh no! We suck again!
He took Tommy DeVito.
It's about the only positive that team has.
Well, this is awkward.
Next up, we got the Ravens. And should be the game of the week. The Ravens taking on the Niners. San Francisco's laying 5.5. I took the Niners. Joe took the Ravens. Eric took the Niners, and Frank took the Niners.
Sports on tap.
What is the biggest game of the week, as it always is? The Lions traveling to Minnesota. The Lions are laying 3. We all took the Detroit Lions.
Fuck you, blow me.
And those are this week's picks.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
I mean, we got a couple people.
We got a few.
Yeah. Yeah.
A few.
Those are the picks.
Eric says my money is on his agent. Jeremy says the Potato Bowl should be the Irish versus the Polish. I'm not going to say what he actually said. And then he said just to be racist adjacent.
Wait a minute, you have a line?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not where most people's lines are, but I have one.
It looks like Pollock to me.
But Sidney Pollock?
That's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
I think he meant.
I guess it's open into interpretation.
I think I know what he meant. I'm not gonna say it.
Fair.
But yeah, he meant
yes.
Irish versus Polish.
Irish versus Polish. Go.
And go. And
nice.
Is he saying pow?
Just something about your face.
It was just, you know what? You pulled it off, man. It's great. It's great. It's just something about your face, man. Like if you could change your face, just something about your face.
Is there anything I do about that? No, not really.
I'm really sorry about that. Is there anything I can do about that? No, not really. No.
I love it.
All right. Anything else, boys?
No.
One last thing.
Oh. Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Alrighty then. I was just gonna say, Joe.
That was really aggressive. That was really aggressive.
Yeah, what's up?
I wish you the best of luck this week in fantasy football.
Oh yeah, you guys got a big fantasy matchup coming in this week.
Do I play you?
Yeah,
I was told,
it's you versus me.
Really?
Yeah. And
I got to look at
Dave and Ski got each other in the.
I got to look at free agency tonight. Then.
Ski made it to a fantasy football.
Ski made it. Ski's got a powerhouse.
No, he was the #1 team all year.
What?
He has a fucking powerhouse of a team.
Yeah, he was.
That's fucking amazing.
And in the other league I do with him, also in first. Well, finished in second, but he was in first.
Well,
all
it
year.
is. Yeah.
I took him down the last game.
All right.
I finished in second.
No, I'm talking our other league.
Oh, your other league. Oh.
Yeah. No, you finished in second because I fucking had a shit show of a final week of the season.
Well, I mean, however I got there, I got there.
Yeah, you did get there, though.
Good luck to you both. I hope you both lose.
I don't know how that's supposed to happen.
But good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, good luck to you. Man, I had no idea I was playing you. I was going to look.
I had looked
tonight.
at your team earlier and saw that everything was still as it was 2 weeks ago, so I figured you had no idea we were playing
I
each
didn't even look at it. I was going to look at it tonight probably to look at if I need to pick anybody up, and I really honestly have no idea who had won in that league because that's the only league I'm actually paying attention to anymore because the other 3 leagues I'm in, I shit the bed in. So they were not. It was not a good year for me fantasy-wise. So I'm hoping I can make up for it in this one. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yes, good luck, sir.
It's me, you, Dave, or Ski.
The 4 guys who are you would expect to be up there, actually. Although mine is Ski a little bit, but
Mine is Ski. He's had a good year.
He
But
kind of knows what he's talking about.
Sometimes.
But anyway, anything else?
Ski, if you are listening, I love you, buddy.
And same, bud. Bobby Becker says, best of luck, gentlemen. I guess I'm just going to say happy holidays to everybody, Merry Christmas, and enjoy the holidays with your family.
Yes.
Have fun. Love you both. I'm not getting you a fucking gift, though, so fuck off.
Yeah, I'm
okay
good
with
me.
that. Yeah.
And I love you is more than enough.
As long
and
as
I love you, too.
As long as... Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm going to tear up.
He's got no emotions, so don't expect one from him.
You can tell you love me?
After you stealing 2 fucking reads from me today? Fuck no. Fuck you very much.
The look I wish anybody could see the fucking look I got.
We have cameras.
No, but his look.
Oh, you're talking the dead on.
Yeah,
look?
the dead on fucking stare. That was great. All right, guys. Anything else before we get the fuck out of here? You guys want to say anything to anybody for the holidays or any other things you want to go over?
Bobby, Jeremy, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Everybody, thanks for listening. Everybody,
Eric, Alicia, same. I don't know who else is listening.
Writes in all that shit. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody, and just talking about the show, we appreciate the support from everybody. Bobby, Jeremy, Eric, you're a part of the show at this point, so I don't have to thank you other than being a part of the show.
And we miss you.
Yeah, we miss you. You got to get back into the studio with us. And Alicia, lady friend.
Yes.
We appreciate everybody. Appreciate
Just
all the support.
Everybody that supports us.
Anybody that listens.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, everybody listens.
Yep.
And yeah, we appreciate you. Have a good holiday. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts at your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out SOTDET.com. We can't hear you now, Frank, because I muted you.
That's why I'm talking to Chris.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said, pow!
I mute you guys because every time I don't, you mess me up. I stumble over my words at the end, so I go it alone at the end now. That's what she said. I took you off again. Sorry. What'd you say?
I say, do you blame her?
Yeah. Fuck you. SOTDET.com. See, and I fucked up anyway, even with you muted. SOTDET.com. Click on shop. Buy some stuff. It's too late for Christmas, but buy some stuff for people and support us. And
just get expedited shipping. You're fine. You'll get it here before Christmas.
Yeah, get that.
Yeah.
Or buy something for somebody's birthday.
Yes.
Whatever. SOTDET.com. On behalf of Chris and Frank and Eric, I'm Joe. Have a happy holiday. See you next Tuesday.
Happy Chanukah.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye. Have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No.
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
Hey,
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.